I want to start today with something that has bothered me about mindfulness content for a long time. Almost all of it is written for a version of you that's not actually stressed. Breathe deeply, be present, notice your thoughts. All of it is good advice, and I've given it. However, almost all of it is not accessible to you when you really need it. Because when the email arrives that raises your blood pressure, or when a comment hits you wrong in a meeting, the advice that requires a calm mind is advice that's already left the building. This is the gap at the heart of most stress management content, and it is what the mindfulness pillar of the Mood Eye framework was built to close. For those of you who are new here, welcome. I am Marcelin Bailey, therapist, stress management consultant, speaker, and the creator of the Mood Eye framework, a stress relief system built on five ancient wisdom traditions. If you want the full picture of all the full five pillars, there's a dedicated video on this channel called The Framework That Stops Reactive Living. And I'll link it in the description at the end of this video. Today, however, we're going deep on the first pillar, the M in mindfulness. It's not a lifestyle, but it's a nervous system tool. In the Mood Eye framework, the M pillar is not asking you to meditate. It's not about being a calm person by nature or building a 45-minute morning routine. It's about one thing, the gap. Between your stress response and your reaction, there's a window. It's brief, and under most circumstances, it's non existent, but it is real and measurable, and it's the most important piece of your nervous system. The window I'm talking about is approximately 6 seconds. And what I've found working with professional women for over a decade, this is the place where everything either goes well or it goes off the rails. Not in the strategy session, not in the feedback conversation, not in the decision. In the 6 seconds before any of those, in the pause or the absence of it. Mindfulness inside the Mood Eye framework is the practice of showing up inside that window on purpose every single time, not perfectly, but persistently. Let me tell you what is happening in your body in those 6 seconds, because understanding this changed everything for me and for every client I've ever worked with. When something stressful happens, your amygdala fires before your conscious mind has even processed the situation. Before you know what just happened, your body already knows it. Cortisol is moving, your jaw is tight, your shoulders are up, and your prefrontal cortex, that's the part of the brain that's responsible for good decisions, clear thinking, and access to everything you know, it just begins to shut down. This is your stress response working exactly as designed. It's not a flaw, it's an ancient survival program. But here's where it gets interesting. Your vagus nerve, the longest nerve in your body, runs from your brainstem all the way down through your heart, your lungs, and your abdomen, and it has a reset signal. And that signal is a breath, one deliberate, slow, conscious breath, and it begins to activate your parasympathetic nervous system. And that's your body's relaxation response. And it starts counteracting the cortisol that immediately was infused into your blood system. That's the science behind the M in Mood Eye. So here's what M in Mood Eye looks like as a daily practice. This week, I want you to set 3 pauses. Choose them in advance where you're going to commit to stop before you respond. Before you send that email, before your shoulders go up, before one conversation you need to have that you've dread. Before you even say yes when your body says no. In each of these moments, notice the signal. Stop, take one breath, and release. Then choose how you want to respond. The M in Mood Eye is not asking you to become a different person. It's asking you to show up inside that window that already exists between the gap In the gap, that's the window. That's what you were designed for. So, if this is useful to you, I want to ask you to subscribe. I want you to subscribe to this channel because I'm going to deliver a practice every week. I want you to see how Mood Eye can work for you. And when you subscribe, it only takes a couple of seconds, and it means that the algorithm shows more of this work. Next week on the same channel, I'm going deeper on the U in Mood Eye. That's Ubuntu. And it's an African philosophy that understood something about stress and community that Western neuroscience has spent decades trying to catch up to. If you want to go wider on the full framework before then, the Introducing the Framework That Stops Reactive Living video is linked right here. I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for tolerating my mess ups. You didn't see all of the outtakes I had before I finished this. I appreciate you. And as always, take good care.